Hello, just a short video. I'm sitting on my Tesla Model 3, very nice. The rain's pouring down on ups and downs, and it's windy and rainy, and it's a bit cold as well. Considering it's summer, it's a bit sad. But still, we could do with the rain. I don't know if you can see, all the windows are pretty clear because, of course, the ventilation, the heating's on without the engine on because I haven't got an engine. So another advantage of having an electric car. I was just sort of thought of this video about, well, careless me, I curved my wheels. Was for the second time. And I remember in the old days, curbing wheels just wasn't a thing because you had steel wheels and you had high profile tyres. But so being I was careless, I suppose, but then I'm sure nearly everyone watching this has curbed their wheels at some time, and it depends what vehicle you've got, because this car's got quite low profile tyres and it's a basic model. The sporting models got even lower profile tyres, and not only that, they don't, I don't know, I guess it's the design of the wheel or the design of the tyre, but the tyres don't actually bulge much, so they offer no protection at all for your wheels. So really quite a gentle brush against the curb and your wheel is scuffed up. The odd thing is there's certain vehicles which never get, call it wheel rash, never get wheel rash. It's like 4x4s. The reason being is solely because of high profile tyres. Now this craze of having low profile tyres, some are really just tiny profile, like a couple of inches of profile. It came in, I don't know, 15 years ago, and because it's supposed to be sporty or whatever. But you know what cars have a really high profile? A bit like a 4x4, Formula 1 cars. I mean, they're not exactly slow, but the profile on their tyres is huge. You couldn't curb a Formula 1 car, which is slightly amusing. So what is this thing about this low profile tyres, and everybody is scuffing their wheels up, and you've got your pride and joy, all lovely jubbly, and you scuff your wheels, and of course you've got to get them repaired because, well, it spoils the car, doesn't it? So that's quite expensive to do. I mean, well, to be quite honest, I do it myself. I just rub them down a bit and get some touch-up paint, and because realistically I probably will scuff them again. But in my years of centuries of driving, it never used to be a problem because, as I say, previously you had high profile tyres and steel wheels. Who gives the monkeys? But the lack of protection on cars these days is, I don't know. I mean, you go around the showroom and think that's beautiful, and you think that's a lovely looking car, and you end up buying it. But of course the car which is going to service you better is one that's got a bit of a protection on the front, around the front and down the sides and around the back. Maybe that's one of the reasons why SUVs are getting popular, because now they've got a bit more protection. They tend to use higher profile tyres, and you even get protection for just parking in this supermarket car park. As long as it's got some side protection, is quite handy. Because now the protection parts on the car are painted, which is, what's the point in that? And that's supposed to be the bit that you want protecting, and that's a painted item, so that gets scratched and scuffed. So it's this new craze of having everything painted and everything matching, but of course it doesn't really make the car very robust, and it even affects the way people drive. If you follow people driving, you think, what? They're avoiding the potholes, which is vital. I've had a couple of times. If you hit a pothole, it cuts the side of the tyre because the wheel goes down a pothole and the pothole's got shot edges, and it cuts your sidewall. And if your sidewall's damaged, the tyre's rubbish, you've got to throw it away. And how can you avoid a pot? Well, you can't avoid a pothole, can you? Because there's other traffic on the road. So that's the thing which perhaps this should come in. Perhaps it's horses for courses. Perhaps countries. I mean, if you drive up the motorway and on the autobahn on the German beautiful roads, you need different protection, because they don't need protection because their roads are good. And in here in the UK, the roads aren't good. So really, you want tyres that are more robust and a higher profile. Yeah, as I was saying, it is affecting the way people are driving. You see people, they're frightened to go near the curb. So when you're meeting them on a narrow road, they're way away from the curb, because you're thinking, what are you doing? Because you're getting squeezed. They're both getting squeezed because they're terrified of rubbing the curb because of their lovely alloy wheels. And people are terrified of road humps and terrified. I mean, I'm in a muddy car park now, and I'm gingerly going over it because cars don't have a lot of ground clearance. So I can see why SUVs are catching on. Perhaps something more robust is more important than something that it's sleek and shiny. I know on Top Gear they had a thing about that Lamborghini and a Ferrari or whatever, or in a car park. I think it's in Italy or somewhere. And they couldn't get out of the car park because there's an edge on the car park and the cars had no ground clearance. I mean, there you are in your beautiful, beautiful car, which is now turned into an absolute embarrassment. You can't actually drive it on the road because sometime you will be bottoming out. You'll be scraping the front of it or the back of it. Any overlap, and well, you're doomed. So of course, a car like a Ferrari or Lamborghini, they've got lots of front overlap because makes it streamlined and lovely. But you just got to put up with the embarrassment and the repairs of fixing the underneath, fixing the nose. An odd one. There's something to be said for a Dacia Duster, basic model with steel wheels, some bumpers, and some ground clearance. It makes you almost envious sometimes. Now I'm in this beautiful Tesla, which of course is loads better, but it's not robust. But it's not just Tesla, it's all modern cars. All modern saloon cars or hatchbacks. They're not robust. And maybe it could be an idea to put some protection here and there. Or maybe that's why people are just buying SUVs. I can understand the appeal. Anyway, that's enough from me today. There's enough moaning, as I usually do moan. No, it wasn't really moaning. It's just I'm trying to be constructive. Anyway, see you soon. Bye-bye.